Akemi, I signed the divorce papers.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, Akemi, why don't we go see a baseball game? One last time.
To be honest, I wasn't really in the mood to see baseball, but I think it would be our last memory as a married couple. Alright then. And that's how we decided to see a baseball game for the last time together. My name is Akemi Yamada, and I'm currently a 26-year-old freelance engineer. After graduating from university, I worked at a company as a software engineer, but last year I became independent. After I did, I worked really hard, and thanks to that, I'm now making a decent amount of money, such as me, and I have a hobby. Hit it! Hit it! Yes, indeed. My hobby was watching baseball games.
Go, go, go!
And this is my husband, Takaru. And we met when we were in college by chance at the baseball field that's currently being shown on TV. We vibed well, so to speak, and 2 years after, we got married. People around us are often surprised at how much of a lovey-dovey couple we are, and getting teased wasn't uncommon either. Such was us. But lately, we've been facing an unprecedented crisis.
I'm home!
Welcome home. Dinner's ready.
Oh, I don't need any dinner.
What? But I already made it.
I'm sorry. I had drinks with my boss today. Good night.
Now, wait a minute, bucko.
What the hell?
How many times have you done this?
Shut the hell up. Don't make your voice so loud.
It's hard to buy all the ingredients to cook you something, you know. Have you any idea?
And here I am, apologizing to you. Enough pestering.
I can't say that a relationship as a couple is always good. Why did we, a couple who used to be so in love, wind up with our relationship deteriorated? Well, that's because of Takaru's work. A year after we got married, Takaru started working a whole buttload. Hey, how about we go to the baseball stadium to see a game next Sunday? Recently, we've only been watching baseball on TV, after all.
Shit, honey. My boss asked me to come in that same day.
Is that so? In this manner, he ended up working over both days of the weekend, too. Not only that, but one time we had promised to go to the stadium. It was on a weekday and Takaru was scheduled to come directly from work. I finished my work at home and headed straight to the stadium. Hey, it's already 8 p.m., but you aren't coming yet?
Sorry, honey. I don't think I'll be able to go because of work.
Huh? Didn't you say the same thing a while ago?
Maybe I did. I honestly don't know.
No. How many times have you done this?
I'm sorry, honey, but I'm so busy with work right now. I'll text you later.
Wait a minute. Takaru! In the end that day, I was all alone, watching baseball with loneliness as my only companion. I just can't concentrate at all. Couldn't be helped with how busy he'd become with work. Even I knew it couldn't be helped, but this repeated over and over again. As one could expect, even I, who's normally rather patient, became a little indifferent, and I couldn't trust him anymore. Did you honestly think I wouldn't notice anything? I know that you're cheating on me. You come home late, you break promises, you don't listen to me. You're so cold. There's no way a woman wouldn't suspect you of cheating on me now, would they? You better plan your next words carefully, bucko. Too real. In this manner lately, I've been starting to suspect that Takaru is cheating on me. Of course, I don't have any proof, but the drama I'm currently watching was riddled with content like that. And there are also lots of manga, anime series on YouTube about boyfriends and husbands who cheat on their wives and girlfriends. To be honest, even if there was no evidence, I still have my doubts. 6 months later.
I'm home. Hey, what's up with dinner?
No dinner.
No dinner? No, I said I would come straight home today, didn't I? What do you mean no dinner?
You're always home late. And now you freaking complain? You're unbelievable.
You're the unbelievable one. Don't get angry just because I wasn't too specific about when I'd come home.
It's become commonplace for us to fight like this. And as one could expect, I couldn't bear it for very long. Nowadays, I even started to think that he ought not to come back after he leaves for work in the mornings. And then one day...
See ya. Going to work now.
Hold on. It's Sunday, right?
Oh, I was put in charge of an important project, so...
You know, I sometimes wish you just never came back. What? You just shut the hell up? After this exchange, Takaru must have decided that I wasn't interested in him anymore. That night, hey, Takaru?
What's up?
I want you to sign this form. I slammed the divorce form onto the living room table in front of Takaru. He flinched. Perhaps he finally must have felt panicked, for he said,
Let me think about it for a bit.
He said those words and stared at the divorce papers for a long time. I couldn't stay there because of how unbearably awkward it was, and I retreated to my room. The next day.
Akemi, I signed the divorce papers.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, Akemi, why don't we go see a baseball game one last time?
To be honest, I wasn't really in the mood to see baseball, but I think it would be our last memory as a married couple. All right then. And that's how we decided to see a baseball game for the last time together. Damn, the stadium is freaking hyped. Unlike me and my husband, the fans at the stadium were going ballistic. Our home team, the Bakaboos, is a weak team that had always been at the bottom of the league, but what exactly happened this year? I have no damn clue, but they've been skyrocketing to the top of the board. If they keep going like this, they'd win for the first time in 25 years. Come to think of it, it was at this stadium that Takaru and I first met. What are you chowderheads doing? You conceded another hit? Ah!
Are you okay, miss?
Yes, sir. The foul ball that flew into the air towards my face was caught by Takaru, who happened to be sitting next to me that evening. We were both huge fans of the MoniRobo fighters, and this sparked a lively conversation. For real though, Kotani is such an amazing player. But I wonder if he's going to go to the major leagues with his talent.
That would be awesome. It gives people more of a reason to look forward to going to see him there. I'm sure Kotani will do great in the major leagues too.
I guess you're right. I'm so excited. Wow, did not think there were guys who could talk nerd like me. After that, we exchanged contact information and eventually started a relationship. And half a year later...
Miss Akemi, the MoniRobo fighters came in last place this year, but I promise I will definitely make you happy. Please, marry me.
I will never forget the day when Takaru proposed to me at the same stadium we met. The stadium was lit up, and the ring he had in his fingers sparkled. And I never doubted that I would become the happiest bride in the world. In contrast, what do we have now? The MoniRobo fighters have grown stronger since then, and Kotani has made his major leagues debut. And yet, our relationship as a couple is about to come to an end. Maybe, just maybe, the fact Takaru chose this place to be our last date is because he proposed here. Even today, the stadium was jam-packed with MoniRobo fighters fans. When they were at the bottom, there were a lot fewer customers, but they made a legendary comeback this year. That aside, damn, Takaru's late. Does he really not want to see me that much? It's already been an hour since I arrived at the stadium, and I was staring at the game absent-mindedly, thinking about Takaru, when...
Excuse me? I'm sorry if I'm mistaken, but it's Miss Akemi, is it?
Huh? Oh, yes, sir.
Thank goodness. You're Akemi Yamada, Takeru's wife, aren't you?
Yes, sir? I was approached by a stranger. Who the hell is this person knowing my name like that? He was an older man, perhaps in his 50s, but he seemed to know Takaru, so there was no doubt that he was an acquaintance of Takaru's. But I don't recognize him at all. To whom do I owe this pleasure?
Oh dear, forgive me. It would be quite a troubling experience if an old man like me started talking to you out of the blue.
No, sir. Perish the thought.
My name is Yoshihiko Yoshimura, and I'm Takeru's boss at his workplace.
Oh, I see.
You got the tickets for today's game from Takeru himself, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Those were tickets given to him by the company. So there's honestly nothing strange about me, your husband's boss, sitting next to you at this baseball game.
Oh, I see.
You know, Takeru has always talked so fondly and proudly about you, Miss Akemi.
What? That can't be true.
It is, miss. It always sounded like he absolutely adored you.
I couldn't believe what Mr. Yoshihiko said. I mean, how could I? Whenever he came home, he never even looked me in the eye. if and when I was told that Takaru absolutely adored me, as he said, I can't help but think he needed to seek asylum. What exactly about him gave you the impression he adored me?
What about him? Why, the fact that he always bragged about you in the workplace.
Excuse me?
Oh, that may have come out wrong. But kidding aside, miss, I owe your husband my life.
You owe him your... Did something happen, sir?
Well, now let's see.
3 years prior.
Yukiko! My loving wife Yukiko left for a better place without me. I lost her to terminal cancer. However, I wasn't the kind of husband who could be called caring towards her. Hey, where's my dinner?
It's coming.
Honestly, bring me a beer.
Coming right up.
When something went wrong at work, I immediately acted so rashly towards Yukiko. That was why there was always a bad atmosphere at home. But I'm also passionate about my work, and so I bonded particularly well with my loyal subordinate, your husband, Takeru. Sir, our company should introduce more digital technology. Yes, I know, but if we did go digital, the risk of losing all the data. We can take many countermeasures as we like, sir. Easy, common options such as taking backups and uploading to the cloud frequently. It's simply too inefficient to save things as they have been up until now. There have been days when I drank the night away with Takeru like this. And then, one day, well, I'm off. Yukiko! Hey, what's the matter? Yukiko collapsed. She was rushed to the hospital, me beside her. And I couldn't believe my ears when I heard the diagnosis. What? Terminal cancer? The doctor declared she had terminal cancer. Moreover, she only had 3 months left to live. From that moment on, all those months passed in the blink of an eye. I drowned myself in my work to try to escape the reality that my wife was going to die. Even on the day she passed away, I was working in the office. Yukiko, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry! I was so stupid, and I hated myself for it. If I had been kinder to my wife, if I had prioritized my family more, she might have been able to live a happier life. I came to realize that the reason I was being so hard on my wife was because I wanted to be pampered sometimes. Maybe it was because I was so enthusiastic about my work that I easily got irritated when things didn't go well. And I was counting on my wife to become the target of my frustrated outbursts. However, my wife would never return. I wish I had said one thing at least, a single thank you, dear, while she was alive. I wanted to see my wife so badly. As I kept on thinking about such things, I felt mentally ill. After a while, I couldn't do much work at all. Big Boss Yoshihiko, are you all right, sir? Oh, I'm sorry, my boy. I haven't been getting enough sleep lately. Boss, would you like to go out for drinks tonight? No, I don't feel like drinking tonight, son. I'll refrain. No, you will not. It'll be my treat, sir. He semi-forced me to go out drinking with him. I want to return to my wife so badly, my boy. Come now, sir, please don't say something disturbing. I adored my wife, but I always treated her in the worst of ways. There's no point in being in this world as a hopeless monster of a man. That's not true. You love your wife, and she would be the first person to understand that. She couldn't have. Yes, she did, and I'm sure your wife doesn't want to see her darling husband so sad about her passing. Let's look to the future, sir. Any amount of mourning and moping won't get anything done. These words from Takeru helped me get back on my feet. I gradually returned to my original hard-working self, the person Yukiko and I loved.
My husband did something like that?
Yes, miss. And Takeru was always talking about you so proudly.
But I never did anything to be worthy of his pride.
I'm certain that's not true, miss. Come to think of it, he always kept a diary, you see. And I also heard from the man himself that he wrote about his feelings of gratitude towards you.
A diary? Now that I thought about it, I had seen what looked like a diary when I was cleaning Takeru's room. Don't tell me.
Miss Akemi, where are you going?
I just remembered something to do, sir. I left the stadium and rushed back home. When I got home, I obviously started looking for Takeru's diary. Oh, there it is! I then immediately began to read it.
December 25th. Merry Christmas, dear reader. I bought a turkey for Akemi today before going home since she just loves to eat. She was just thrilled. Maybe I have good taste after all. The day after tomorrow is our wedding anniversary. I keep on thinking about what I could give Akemi. She doesn't have much desire for materialistic things, so she probably won't like jewelry and accessories. However, I just wouldn't forgive myself if I gave her nothing at all. February 5th. Today was our wedding anniversary. In the end, the only thing I gave Akemi was a cake from her favorite cake shop. She was just thrilled. I'm glad I bought it. March 10th. I've been so busy with work lately and I haven't been able to find time to spend alone with Akemi. But if this project goes well, I can get a big promotion. If that happened, our life would be much easier, and I'm sure Akemi would be so much happier as well. October 9th. Today, Akemi asked me to divorce her. Just the other day, she told me she wished I would never come back. What about me has become so bad that she would want this? Of course, the reason we haven't been able to make time as husband and wife lately is because of me. I've started to get irritated and say harsh things to her too. Was it a mistake to dedicate myself to my work? I really do not want to get divorced, but her happiness is more important than anything else. I guess I have no choice but to give up. October 10th. I read back our messages to each other. Why, oh why had I been sending such cold messages to Akemi? Because I was so busy with a project? That wouldn't suffice as a reasonable explanation. I swallowed my pride and told a subordinate of mine who's my junior at work that my wife and I don't get along well anymore. That's when she told me, "There's no way you wouldn't be suspected of cheating." Even making a promise to watch baseball with her. If I was busy with work, it would be so much better not to make such a promise. I had all the time in the world to make an appointment and take the time to watch the fighters with her. Making a promise and then breaking it is the worst thing you can do. A girl younger than me by more than a decade scolded the shit out of me. But she's absolutely right. I had acted so stupidly. Perhaps Akemi is suspecting that I'm cheating on her. I would rather die than betray her, but everything's too late now. I filled out the divorce forms, and I'm going to hand them over to her in the morning. As a last resort, I decided to invite her to the stadium one last time, to where we met, to where this all began.
I cried. It wasn't because Takeru was cheating on me that he was being so cold towards me. Nor was it because he had gotten tired of me. It was to work for me. And he wholeheartedly regretted that he had acted rashly towards me. But I could say the same thing about me. Why, oh, why the hell did I decide that he was cheating on me and never talked it over with him? I was angry at my stupidity, but at the same time, I was so happy to be able to feel Takeru's love for me. And that's when...
Akemi!
Takeru came home, and I couldn't help but wonder, why didn't you come?
I'm sorry, because I didn't want this to be my last memory with you.
I'm so sorry. I thought that you were cheating on me, honey.
I would never. Why would I ever?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You've been working so hard for my sake, right? And yet, I...
No, honey, no. I should apologize for what I've done. I neglected you and just focused on my work. I know I got irritated and acted so cold towards you. You had every reason to believe I was being unfaithful to you. I'm so sorry.
No, please. You shouldn't have to apologize.
Listen, Akemi, I want you to tell me everything you're dissatisfied with about me. I couldn't help but notice we never really talked about what we were feeling.
If you didn't want dinner at night, I wished you had let me know. I think you don't understand how painful it was to prepare food for 2 people and not be able to eat it with you.
Yes.
You make promises and then break them. You leave me alone in the house on weekends. I seriously thought about hiring a detective to find out what you were doing, if you were cheating on me.
Yes.
But I also have to apologize.
Why?
Because I read your diary.
Huh?
I met your boss at the stadium tonight. He told me about how you talked about me, about how deeply he regrets acting so cold towards his late wife, rest her soul, about how your encouragement saved his life, and about how you keep a diary.
Oh, is that what happened? Thinking back on it, I told myself I must never regret it, and well, that's why I got this.
With that, Takaru presented me with a ring and a marriage certificate.
Actually, my plan was gonna be picking you up at the stadium and propose to you one more time. I was planning on doing that, but I rushed back home when I got a message from Boss Yoshihiko that you'd gone home.
Oh, Takaru!
I'm really sorry. From now on, let's tell each other what we're going through, okay? I'll tell you that I'm busy and that I feel irritated. I won't make promises that I can't keep. There are times when work must take priority, but I'll keep telling you that I love you. I'll cherish you forever. So please, marry me again?
Yes, of course. We embraced each other so tightly, and so the divorce was called off, and that day became another wedding anniversary for us. I will never forget his first proposal to me, and the second proposal he'd given me today. 1 year later, Takaru has been promoted to the position of section manager. He's getting increasingly busy, but messages saying he'll be home soon, that he will or will not be needing dinner. We share our schedules, keeping track of when he would be busy, when he would be free, and when he would look like he could take a vacation. I realized that if I made myself busy while he was busy, we wouldn't have to feel so lonely. Fortunately, I can control my own workload any day. By setting these rules, he and I are able to work smoothly. Me from home and him at the office. It seems like a bad joke that we were thinking about divorce a year ago. And after that, oh, let's go!
Oh, hell yeah!
The MoniRobo fighters, who were leading the league, were able to win the entire championship. Takaru and I were able to witness that very moment at the stadium. We're celebrating tonight. 2 things made us so happy tonight after all.
2?
Actually, I found out I'm pregnant. It must have been a gift from God.
Akemi!
Takaru hugged me tight as he cried, and the people sitting nearby also congratulated us, making it a truly wonderful day. I think there will be many hardships for us as a couple from now on, but I will continue to move forward alongside Takaru. And I'll show you I can and will protect my angel on the way.